Okay, hi, this is Sean again. Now I'm going to, for a little while, fly around, knock off some of these side missions, boost our character stats up a little bit, maybe even rank up before we carry on with our Cardassian missions. We picked up loads and loads when we first started. I haven't done them yet, but I kind of want to get them out of my mission bar here, and also it will help us on our way. So let's have a look what we've got. We'll have a look at our map. There's something down here we need to do. So let's go back this way to Bajor. And we'll just have a fly round, nice and cash, pick up these missions. Now, when we're doing side missions and that, extra missions, it tells us the levels we have to be to do that mission. And look, these are Lieutenant Commander missions here and here and here, so we really should have picked them up by now. This one up here is Commander level 21. We're on 27. So these missions really should have been picked up because we shouldn't have any problem at level 27 Commander doing a Lieutenant Commander mission at level 16. So let's knock some of these on the head. Got to find them first. Here we go. Storm clouds gather. Let's check that mission out. Here we go. It's in the Gamma Quadrant. This is going to take us, because we need to be at Deep Space Nine where we are, but it's going to take us to the Gamma Quadrant. Now, when we look at our galaxy map, it's a quadrant that we haven't been to yet. So how much fun is that? So we're probably going to end up going through this wormhole to get there. So let's do this one. Now, I'm not doing separate videos for all these side missions and things because sometimes you've got to just have the fun for yourself. But if you're lucky enough to pick them up with my casual games play, there you go. You'll get a little preview.
We're low on fuel and supplies. We need help badly.
Kavan, the High Council has announced several challenges to the Empire, worthy of a warrior such as yourself.
Maybe I'll list them. I'll see at the end how I feel when I change the description. Travel to Deep Space Nine, we can do that. And all these other ships here, they're players, or at least some of them are players.
Welcome to Deep Space Nine. Your docking clearance has been authorized. Several of our docking facilities were damaged in the recent conflict. Please proceed to the provided coordinates. Also, Captain Nog is waiting to meet with you on the promenade at your earliest convenience. Enjoy your stay here at the station.
Now, usually when you're beaming over and there's not just you, something's going to happen. But when you've got a whole team, generally means there's going to be some action.
Hello. I've been assigned to assist you here on the station. The leaders of the 4 major delegations have asked to meet with you prior to the summit meeting. Their offices are located here on the promenade.
Well, that's handy.
Admiral Quinn's office is behind those doors.
Saying behind those doors, to be honest, doesn't really help. It could be anywhere. But let's see if we can find a door. There's a guy in here. Oh, there he is.
The results of this summit could have long-lasting effects. A number of our allies, particularly the Klingons, consider the Herc to be a Dominion problem. The Federation sees this as a chance to improve relations with the Dominion. Having allies in the Gamma Quadrant instead of enemies would be a great step toward galactic peace.
Now notice the signs above the door. So initially it's told us it's Admiral Quinn's office. Actually, this is where we will go when we're on Deep Space Nine to do things to our starships. It's actually the shipyard area, or at least an area where you can do things to your ships.
Ambassador Odo is here, coordinating security efforts.
In times of war, every hole's a trench, they
I'll
say.
be blunt. The Herc have decimated most of the Dominion. All but one fleet gone. It's all the Jem'Hadar can do to keep our remaining worlds from being laid waste. There is no diplomacy with the Herc. We don't know why they're attacking. We're not even sure where they're coming from. I'm sure there are those in the Alliance who would be content to let the Herc destroy us. But where do you think they'll turn once they're finished?
I actually don't know. While we're in here, you'll notice a little door here. And this takes us into the brig. It's worth noting that that's here because you'll use that when you want to turn in some missions or side missions where you're turning in contraband or handing criminals over. That's the room you need to go into. So we carry on around the station. And you can stop and look at all the things here. There's lots of vendors and all sorts of things that you expect to find on stations. Maybe next door.
Chancellor Jempok has an office here.
So he does. It's a very small office, but it's not really his office. This is where you'll come to pick up weapons and stuff.
This summit may not end well. Most of the High Council sees the Herc as a Dominion problem. They are content to let them fight to the end and deal with any survivors. But there are others, such as Martok, who see that position as dishonorable. If they want to fight the war of their ancestors, so be it. But they will be doing so without the Empire. The same could be said for your Federation, should they choose to aid the Dominion.
Got it. Picking up what you're putting down. Who are these guys here? Let's have a chat with these guys, see what they're doing.
Something on your mind? Or what exactly? You do not frighten me, and I can think of a dozen ways to kill you with my bare hands. If you're lucky, I'll use one of the three that are quick and relatively painless. Buzz away now, globfly. Perhaps you can impress old Martok with your growls.
I like her already. Anyways, we don't need to talk to her right now. She's a little scary.
This summit may be difficult. While your people will see a path toward peace, I suspect the Klingons will feel the opposite. There is no love lost between them and the Dominion, or the Herc for that matter. The Republic position is one of pragmatism. A weakened Dominion will be easier to deal with, and the Herc are a threat no one can ignore.
Okay, so we've
There are
spoken to all
several
the
Alpha
leaders.
Quadrant leaders here for the summit. Kai Kira of Bajor, Counselor Garrick of Cardassia, and my father, Ferengi Grand Nagus Rom. I recommend meeting with them as well. Their worlds will be on the front line if the Herc launch a full invasion into this quadrant.
Sure, why not? Let's go around and chat to some more people. Where are they? Alrighty then. Back round the other side of the station.
It looks like Counselor Garrick is in his old tailor shop. Huh.
Hello there. I take it you're not here to update your ensemble, though if you'd like a few suggestions, I'd be happy to provide some. In the meantime, let's talk about serious business, shall we? I'm sure you'd like to know Cardassia's position on the Herc problem. It's simple, really. They're a menace, and one we should deal with swiftly. Surprised? Don't be. Cardassia was recently attacked by the Herc. We'd have fared poorly without help from our neighbors. Even the Lukari and the Ferengi offered a hand. I trust this lesson isn't lost on you. If we stand alone, we're doomed. Will there be anything else?
Not at the moment. When you're doing this mission, then sure, find out about his shop and stuff. Maybe it's a tailor's. Maybe they have Kingsmen hanging out here. Who
My
knows?
father is in my uncle's bar. Hard to believe he used to work there, huh?
No, I wonder who owns this bar. Let's have a look. Is it going to tell us?
I was wondering when you'd come along.
Not yet.
I'm guessing you're here to talk about the Herc and what we want to do about them. It's no secret that the Ferengi aren't a military powerhouse like the Klingons. Most of the time, we'd be happy to make a tidy profit from all of this, and as far away from it as possible. That changed when the Herc attacked Ferenginar. We would have been wiped out without help. And we didn't get it from Starfleet or the Klingons. We got it from the Lukari and the Cardassians. Even a few not cool ships showed up to fight. That showed us that this is everyone's fight, big or small. So we're in. And if the 34th rule of acquisition comes into play, well... Did you have another question?
Not at the moment. Here's a Darbu table. We played some Darbu in another mission or a daily. Not going to do that today. Who's this fella here? This is Morn. He's quite quiet. So he's keeping quiet. Now this fella here is Quark. This is Quark's bar. Because, of course, we're on Deep Space Nine. We have things to do with him in later missions, not today.
I believe the Kai is here, in the Bajoran Temple.
In the temple, huh? This looks very temple-y. And it is.
Hello there. I suppose Admiral Quinn sent you down here to see where Bajor stands. I can tell you we're worried. The Herc were a few ships away from ravaging our homeworld, and if the Dominion falls, they'll be back, and we'll be the first to face them, so Bajor stands ready. We'll do what we can to stop the Herc, even if that means joining forces with the Dominion. There's something else I should mention. I've experienced visions recently, a sign from the prophets. I see a place I've been before, a world beyond the grip of death. It's the home of a former Kai, and it's in the Dominion. I should also mention that I've seen you in this vision as well. I believe we're going to take a journey together soon. Something else on your mind?
The Alliance has asked a number of special consultants to attend the summit. I know each of them well, and I can vouch for their knowledge and skill, even my Uncle Quark. Despite his reputation, his knowledge of the Gamma Quadrant is valuable. Just don't mention Latinum in the discussion, or the value of his information could rise considerably.
So we need to speak to some more people. Quark and Lita and Dr. Bashir. The doctor on the station, of course. So here you're meeting some old friends. If you've watched Deep Space Nine, if not, you're making new ones.
Ah, Admiral Quinn's attaché. Nice to meet you. Dr. Julian Bashir, recently commissioned Starfleet officer at your service. We're doing what we can to get things in order after that business with the Zenkethi and the Herc. The station took quite a beating, worse than I saw during the Dominion War. We're still treating casualties, and it looks like we'll be seeing more soon. A lot more. The situation is compounded by the presence of civilians, both local and from other systems, even the Dominion. We have a number of refugees from the Gamma Quadrant on the station, and more are on the way. Clearly, the sooner we can solve the Herc dilemma, the better. We'll be beyond our capacity to help the refugees soon, as will Bajor. Something on your mind?
Thank you, Doctor. Back into the bar, so we do get to talk to Quark.
Don't suppose you're here for a drink? Holosuite? Dabo? Can't blame me for trying to find profit while I can. My fool of a brother, the Nagus, seems hell-bent on getting the Ferengi into this mess. Not a lot of profit in fighting the Herc, 34th rule or not. You can't spend your money when you're dead. If you ask me, we'd be better off sealing that wormhole and saying goodbye to the Herc and the Dominion forever. I'd miss the Tullaberry wine, but I'd get over it. But seeing how that'll never happen, especially as long as Kira's still breathing, I suppose I'll have to dig in like everyone else. You know what the worst part of this mess is? Odo. He's back like a kind of ghost haunting me. I must be cursed. Can I get you something?
No. And now we have to find Lita, who is in here, luckily. It saves us wandering any further.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Oh, it's been a while since I've been in this place. I can't believe Quark still has that hollow me in here. It's a little embarrassing, to be honest. I wish we were all here under better circumstances. Then again, DS9's always been a trouble magnet. I guess peace is a little too much to ask for around here.
I think you're right.
My husband is risking a lot of capital, political and otherwise, by choosing to get involved with all of this. Fortunately, he's the best Grand Nagus to come around in a long time. The best ever, as far as I'm concerned, but I'm pretty biased on that point. Look, if I were this mirror version of me I've been hearing so much about, I'd have a lot more tactical advice to offer. As it is, my advice to you is this. Take a look around. Think about all the civilians, the refugees, people who are depending on you to protect them. Think about the best way you can do that, if you can. That's what I'd do if I were in your shoes. Boots, whatever. Was there something else?
There's a number of refugee groups here on the promenade.
On the promenade. So the promenade is, oops, next level up. Apparently we can't get there from here. Oh no, this is the promenade down the bottom. My mistake.
It must be a surprise seeing Karemans here on a Federation station. Let that sink in for a minute. It's so bad in the Dominion that its citizens are looking for safe haven with their former enemies.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
We were the lucky ones. We got out early. I've heard rumors about a blockade, keeping the rest...
We're lucky to be alive, friend. There was little warning before the Herc attacked our homeworld. We sent a call to the Founders, but no Jem'Hadar ships came. Our local defense force didn't last long. A few of us managed to get away on ships before the Herc closed in. Word of the Bajorans and their faith reached us after the war ended. There's stories about one of their spiritual leaders. She came to the worst of us, on our prison moon, to bring the wisdom of the prophets. So, when the Herc came, we decided to come here, through the Celestial Temple, to seek deliverance. If the Founders won't listen to us, perhaps Kai Kira and the prophets will.
Quinn here. The summit will begin soon. I'd like to go over what you've learned. Interesting. The Klingon and Romulan positions were somewhat predictable. But I'm surprised by the resilience of the Cardassians and Ferengi. I'm also concerned about the Gamma refugee issue. We'll need to work with the Bajorans to manage the situation here. We should get to the conference room. Report to me there when you arrive.
Now we can use the turbo lift. That will take us up to the conference room. And here we are. Check in with our faction leader. So it depends what, whether we're playing Starfleet or maybe Klingon or whatever.
Well, everyone's here and no one started shooting. Could be worse. That was a joke. Take a moment to relax, speak with the others. Things will be serious soon enough.
Hello again. I spoke with Odo about the vision we discussed. He's agreed to clear a mission to the old sector. Opaka, the former Kai I mentioned, lives there now. I believe so, yes. The Kai has a condition that has prevented her from leaving until now. Odo has provided us with data that could lead to a cure. If there's a chance, I'm willing to take it. Her wisdom could help us all greatly. I realize this is a lot to take in, but I hope I can count on your help when the time comes.
Hello. I have high hopes for this summit. Many worlds in this quadrant have been attacked by the Herc, including my own. We must all realize that without the Dominion, the Herc will wreak havoc throughout all quadrants, and we will all suffer. I can't help but think that there's a path to a peaceful resolution in all of this. There's got to be some way to end this madness before more lives are lost.
Greetings. I am Wayun 10. I'm glad we had this moment to talk before the summit begins. I trust you relayed everything you learned from us to your superiors. If I may be so bold, I hope that you conveyed a need for cooperation with the Founders as well. At least in matters regarding the Herc, if not in all things.
Jempak is more of a political creature than he was. Well, when we were both a lot younger. He's not willing to face the truth. There are Klingons who fear the Herc, hiding behind politics and rules. Grethar waits for their worthless souls. Know this. There are still Klingons who know where their blades belong. We will not dishonor our ancestors and ignore the Herc. We will fight them to our dying breath in the name of Kalis and the Empire.
If I can have everyone's attention, thank you. Let's begin the summit. We have a lot to discuss. Thank you all for coming. By now, you should be aware of our tactical situation. The Dominion, as you know it, is on the verge of collapse. We've withdrawn to our core systems, and the lines are holding, for now. Without your help, the Herc will win the war of attrition.
What about your outer systems? We're receiving refugees here, from those areas.
We have one fleet left, Admiral. That's hardly enough to defend the entire Dominion.
I'm failing to see how this concerns the Empire.
The recent battle here is a sample of what the Herc can do.
If you think they'll stop at the wormhole, you're sadly mistaken.
Need I remind you that the Dominion came to your aid in the Iconian War? I seem to recall Klingons placing high value on debts of honor. Or has that changed?
Mind your tongue, changeling! I will not be insulted!
Well, this
Admiral
doesn't look
Quinn
good.
to Ops. What's happening?
We're under attack, Admiral. It's the Herc. Reading Herc boarding parties. Multiple decks. They've concentrated in the damaged pylon. Ore processing area.
I need you to get to that damaged pylon section and lock it down before the Herc trigger an explosion that could wreck the station.
We're on it, Admiral. Alrighty then, I told you if our team was coming down, it was going to be a firefight. Oh, here's a big one. And he's brought his mates. Okie dokie. Let's get to it. Sometimes we've got to play around with the weapons, get them to work. As I've said before, it can be quite dangerous. Bit of a bug in the system. No pun intended, of course. We're going to need to bully our way out of that situation, which we did. But now may be a time to find out what this crate does. Let's drop it down, see if it gives us something. What are we going to get out of it? Never used one of these crates before. Maybe it's for our teammates to get things. I have no idea.
Bad news. The hangar security shield is on the verge of collapse. If it drops, you'll get pulled out into space, so let's make sure that doesn't happen. You need to stabilize the power relays and recalibrate the shields. There are consoles near your position you can use to do this.
Right, it sounds like something we really do need to do. Let's have a look. Apparently there's consoles near our position. If it's not right there, it must be up the stairs. Let's have a look. Aha. Uh-oh. Alrighty, let's try it this way around. Before I do that, I'm going to drop down a mortar just in case we get attacked. Chances seem pretty high. Still can't use that. Okie diddly dokey, neighbour. Let's find out why. Well, it says there's something we need to do up there, but we can't. Just going to have a quick look down here again in case I've missed something. Nope, that's where we came in. Stabilize the power relays. It's definitely telling us to go up there, so I must be missing something. This door, maybe? Nope. Oh, what? Ah, another flight of stairs. Didn't see that. Does it mean we can do anything? No, it doesn't. So, a little mystery for us to solve. Everything's telling us to use that console, but the console says no. Go back down and give it another buzz. Says we need to stabilize the relay. We're trying to. It wouldn't let us before. And now it does. How weird.
The Herc have moved into the ore processing area above your position. There's a lot of unstable uridium ore in there. If they damage it, it could ignite and set off a chain reaction that could destroy the pylon. You'll need to make your way up there to secure the area and restart the safety systems there.
Now, we've had in previous missions where that little buggy thing happens. You just got to walk away and then come back again. It can be frustrating. Now we need to do stuff here.
The system in this section was reset. You'll need to rotate the central column and extend the bridges in order to reach the next section.
So we have to extend this bridge here, and it has to go into this central column. So we've got a two-part thing we have to do here. Rotate the pillar until it becomes a doorway. Here we go. Then we need to extend the bridge so we can get across. And here in the background you should see that bridge come across here. There we go. So now we can get into the other side of these pylons. And we're going up, up, up. It's quite dark, but we can work out where we're going. It's not a problem. And of course, it's never going to be that easy, guys. Don't fall for that. Holy heck, we fell for that one. Walked straight into it. So we're going back across again. And we're going to take it a little bit easier. Don't forget our caution. Again, that's what happens when you get a bit too cocky, a bit too carried away. Happens to us all. We'll get Bob out. We'll play with our treble, get our power up a little bit. And Bob's gone ahead and he's going to deal to them because he's that sort of a guy. Thanks, Bob. And up we go to this next console. It says to retract the walkway. Let's see what happens here. Gain access to next area. So no doubt we need to rotate this pillar. And she is pretty dark. Can't really see what's going on here. So we'll bring that pillar up again. We definitely need that door. It's hard to see in the dark. I think it's there. Let's extend the walkway and have a look. Oh, that's down the bottom. Now, because they were already extended, I'm wondering if we've got to do the opposite. I think we have to end up over here somewhere. So I'm going to click these buttons and do the opposite to what they were because it probably is what we have to do. And then we'll go around the other side and have a look what's changed. There's something definitely weird going on here. We definitely need to go up. But to go up, do we have to go down? It's just too dark. Maybe your screen's lighter than mine. Who knows? No, there's nothing up here. So let's click these buttons again. Alrighty. Little mystery to solve here. Maybe we need to go back on the other side of this. Hi, team. Well, that is interesting because I'm pretty sure we have to go up. Are you coming with me, guys? It could be that we do need our team to come with us. Who knows? All right. Back up top. Might have been easier if our team would come with us in the first place. Retract the walkway is retracting it from down the bottom. What happens if we try this once more with rotating the pillar down? Aha! So now it's over here, look. So now if we extend the walkway, does it extend this particular walkway this way? It does. So actually it was being silly because it wanted our team to come with us, I think. Always a good idea.
Okay, you're almost in the clear. The safety systems for the area are currently offline. You'll need to restore power to that section and reinitialize the safety systems to get everything back online.
Now I don't trust that we're not going to be attacked as soon as we do this. So we'll put down our mortar. We'll get Bob out. Play with our tribble. And then restore the power. That seemed to work. Now we've got to reinitialize the safety system. So we've still got a team member down the bottom there. Silly chap.
All right, the safety systems are reinitializing. They should be up and running in a few minutes. Nice work. Hold on. I'm picking up multiple Herc life signs in your area. They're converging on you. I need you to defend that section from the Herc until the system comes online again. If they get in before that happens, they could knock it offline again, or worse.
So we've got to defend it for 2 minutes. Doesn't sound like too long, but I assure you, when you're under constant attack by somebody who's already killed you once, it can seem like a lifetime. But let's see what we do. We'll just keep on the move. We can never destroy enough of these that they're not going to keep attacking us. That's why we have 2 minutes to survive. And we're going to use everything at our disposal to survive this. Hey, let's get behind this shield that we put down. That'll help us survive. Oh, awesome. Big one can't get round. That's cool. We'll stay here, look. Oops. The shield's now gone. So we best be hitting things and hitting them hard. I remember my kit had the Chronoton mine barriers, so I can put them down and the baddies luck to run on top of them. Get attacked. Get behind this barrier again. 25 seconds to go. We're doing well, guys. We're doing well. We are totally surrounded by baddies here. 14 seconds. All right again. Let's get behind the shield a bit. No, there's a baddie the other side a bit. Probably not a good idea. Slight issue there. We've been killed. And I hate going back to the restore point when it's a long, or the respawn point when it's a long, long way away from what you're trying to achieve. So we've got to defeat the remaining Herc. They were at the top. Win out the bottom. Up we go again. If you respawn, so does your team. So they're all at the bottom too. One thing I should have done there instead of hitting respawn was to click on help, because help would have got my team to come and resuscitate me, so I hadn't actually died. Because dying is not what we want, and you're only dead if you respawn. And this is a pain, because in order to get back to where the Herc are to kill the remaining ones, we have to go through all this again. But we're getting there. Hey, 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 hey. Bob's already off. He's over there. We can probably hit some of them from here without going over there. Look at that. Well, there are some nice things over there for us to pick up, so we're going to do that. There we go. Now, if your team's got lost, which it has, there's a button under here. Oh, it's gone now. That allows us to regroup them. Wasn't quick enough hitting it, so I'm on my own. And great, we managed to get rid of them all. So we'll pick up our drops in case we get anything useful. Again, I'm not picking up the boxes because I'm not going to get the keys to open them. I've done enough of that on the other tunes I use. Okay, so we can beam up to our ship. And now we're going on to Havoc, which is the second part of Storm Cloud's Gather.
Hurk are attacking the station and several civilian vessels in the system. I've sent ships to assist them, but I'm concerned our forces are spread too thin. I'd like you to work with those ships to protect the civilians while the rest of us defend the station. First Dukan Rex will accompany you as a combat escort.
So we can see the Enterprise is there as well. Quite a lot of baddies to get rid of.
Starfleet vessels, this is Quinn. Protect civilian targets.
So let's go in and see what we can do. These swarmers come at you in multi attacks. They're not that tough to beat, but when there's a lot of them, they will cause you a lot of trouble. But we'll try and take these out of the groups and out our spiders as well. And these ships are everywhere, and it seems like a hopeless fight, but trust me, it can be done. As long as we remember to keep our shields up, keep our hull intact. And keep blasting.
Oh, that was close. Thank you. Thank you so much.
2 groups left.
Target's shields have failed. And good luck with the Herc. You'll need it.
And the last group is over here. Seems a bit easier now. We got rid of hundreds of enemies and just down to a handful.
Setting the course for Beta Z. May the prophets guide you.
Pretty good cleanup operation there, guys.
Nice work, but I'm afraid there's bad news. We're picking up Herc vessels and they're heading our way. The station's weapon systems are offline. We need a few minutes to get them up and running. Until then, we're a sitting duck over here. I've asked every ship in the sector to regroup and prepare for battle. Let's hope it's enough.
So here we go again. We've got a timer. We've just got to survive for 3 minutes. Pretty much means we're not going to be able to kill all these guys off. We can go and have some fun, get some XP.
Honor your ancestors. Fight now and destroy the Herc.
Concentrate fire on their capital ships.
Flying underneath the Enterprise, there she is. And there are a lot of these ships. The swarmers, as I say, they're low level, but there's always a lot of them coming at you. Let's take on one of these level 3 ships.
Systems online in 60 seconds.
Don't let the frigate swarms get behind you.
Just a few more seconds.
Just used a little maneuverability thing there to get away from the swarmers. They are a pain in the backside when they come right at us. Got a lot of them. They do. Each one does a relatively small amount of damage. However, when they're all together,
Defense systems online. Target the Herc and open fire.
it's a pain. As you can see here, we are in a bit of trouble. We're quite beaten up. We've still got a minute to go. So we're going to keep defending ourselves and hope before we blow up, we get this back, which is our maneuverability thing. So we can get the hell out of Dodge. Maybe even turn around and give them some of their own medicines here for the front cannons and the phasers and other weapons. Hey. Come on, guys. We can make this. 61% coming back up. Oh, that was close. And if you look at your ship, as your hull gets better, the damage starts to go away. I really shouldn't be watching that too closely because it'll get us killed. Maybe I'll pull away from the enemy a little bit just so you can see. Right, we've actually got to finish these off. There's a lot of them, but we're going to hang about until we're back up to 100%. And there's a lot of allied ships, shall we say, coming in to help us. Right, back into the fight. There she goes. That was reasonably close. Evasive manoeuvring was important there, and also keeping an eye on our shields and repairing as necessary. Boom. Next group. We'll go down and take these swarmers out, I think, because they're distracted by attacking Deep Space Nine. Makes them an easier target for us because they're not coming for us. And for some reason, they don't seem to be targeting the preload. There we go. That's better. Also getting help here from Duke and Rex. Let's take out this bigger ship here. The swarmers actually do come from the bigger ships. So if we don't take them out, they'll keep sending swarmers after us. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Takes that one out. Look at the size of that ship. It's going to fall on top of us. There's another one over here. She has to go too now. Another one over here. Notice the big ships are gone, the swarmers get less and less. And we're hunting her down, just like a lion hunting its prey. We're not letting this one get away. Boom. Deep Space Nine taking a bit of a battering as well. But we're here to help. Swarmers are coming in from this ship here. So we're going to take that one out. Oh, and a big ship up the top. Let's take that out as well. And then it looks like there'll only be a couple of swarmer left. Alrighty, just as swarmers take care of. We'll chase it down, the last one.
That was the last of them. We're not picking up any Herc ships on long-range sensors. For now, at least. I think it's clear. In the meantime, our fleet will do what it can to keep the Herc on our side of the wormhole. Tell Admiral Quinn not to wait too long to make a decision. This will reach the Federation faster than anyone would like, believe me.
Alright, let's have a look. Closer look at Starbase. Deep Space Nine. While we're here, why not? Alright. We'll just check if there are any building materials here that are not. Looks like she needs some repairs, guys. Anyways, not our problem. Let's get the hell out of Dodge. Now, let's
The
have
Herc
a look.
threat is real, and we can't afford to let it expand throughout the galaxy. There will be resistance to getting involved, but I believe we have no choice. The Federation must render aid to the Dominion if we're to have any chance of stopping the Herc onslaught. In the meantime, Kai Kira of Bajor has requested a mission to the Innis system, and Ambassador Odo has authorized it. The Kai has asked for our assistance on this, and she asked for you by name. Whatever she needs, make it so.
Make it so. So look, storm clouds gather. Gives us some extra weapons. And will give us extra points. And that's what we need.
Congratulations, Commander.
There we go. That's what we need to continue our story arcs. So what else can we do here?
I need your help with a very sensitive mission. A former Kai, Opaka, was trapped on a prison moon in the Gamma Quadrant in 2369. Alien nanotech in her system prevents her from leaving the moon, but it also sustains her life indefinitely while on the surface. It seems the wardens of the prison were planning on curing and granting amnesty to the prisoners until their planet was decimated by the Herc. Somehow, the Dominion managed to obtain the cure, and they've provided it to us as a peace offering. The moon hasn't been hit by the Herc, but it's only a matter of time. We need to cure Opaka and the others and get them out of there before that happens.
Oh, look, so here we can do this little extra mission here. It's going to give us some new parts to our outfits should we wish to use them. So I'm going to carry on. I just lost her for a second there. Ah, okay. I think she gave me the slip of that mission. So anyways, I'm going to go into the inventory, see what new things we've got. Not good enough for us. What's that? There's some healing things. We actually do need these. We tend to get beat up a bit from time to time now. Anything new for the ship? Nice, brand spanking new, very rare ship weapon. So what we'll do, I'm going to take that cannon off. I really don't like it. I've said that before. I'm going to put another beam weapon on the front. It's got a good firing arc. We'll keep that Harpang torpedo. She's very useful. And personally, as I say, I don't like cannons, so I'm going to get rid of that. That's up to you. Klingon ships tend to use the cannons, and a lot of people do prefer them. They fire faster. But if you're going to do that, you probably need a ship that flies around faster, and you prefer to play a more attacking game, so you're probably flying an escort or something like that. Okay, so where are we going to go to now? Let's have a look. We need to go to the Gamma Quadrant. I think that's where Kai was telling us to go. So let's go and have a look. We'll go through the wormhole, come out the other side, and I'll just have a look if there is a mission for me here. I'm not really seeing it. I'll go back. It may be something that comes up at a later date as well. So what do we have in this area here for our side missions? There's something going on over here in the Lukari system. Let's pop up there and have a look. So as I say, a bit longer single video here because I'm just flying around doing some side missions, some patrols if we come across them. Sometimes you'll see a red thing in space that will say an encounter or red alert or something like that you can go in. They just pop up randomly. Well, on the way to our mission up here, we can go in and do some random stuff in here, collect our R&D rewards. Now let's see if we've got enough stuff to make a beam weapon. We do for a level 2, but it's a pretty low level weapon. Let's have a look if we can go up a level here, maybe make a level 10. No.
The Lukari call this system home. Some of our neighbors, like the Deferi and the Denobulans, have been most welcoming. Others, like the Nakul and the Zenkathi, have been somewhat cold and distant, even hostile.
So as we're just drifting along in space because we still can't use transwarp, we just pick up like duty officers, missions, just keep them ticking along all the time. I'm not too selective at the moment, but you, as we said before, will read the missions and choose the ones that help you on your path. For now, I'm just happy to pick up the XP. Alrighty, coming up to Lukari. Let's find out what we need to do here. I'm not seeing anything in our list on the right here, but that's not an all-inclusive list, I'm guessing. And we do need to do that Starfleet Academy one, which was quite an early mission, and we never went down there. And I said I would do that separately to show you around the Academy. So we'll probably do that in another video. And here we are. Let's find out. Is there something here? Yes, there's echoes of light. So let's go in and do echoes of light in the Lukari system.
My dear friend Comparca, just think about how much I can help.
I try not to think about you at all, Madron.
Here's our old friend Madron here.
Consider my wealth of useful contacts.
And someone we've just met as well.
Yours is someone I'd rather not know.
But she's not stupid. She's good value, and we'll have a lot of little things to do with her and her character as we go along the way.
I thought I'd seen the last of you. That is to say, we meet again.
We do meet again. Are you behaving yourself?
Oh, come now. I'm sure we can reach an agreement that is to everyone's liking. I'm prepared to offer you an exclusive, once-in-a-lifetime investment opportunity.
It's a timeshare, isn't it? Come on. It's a timeshare in Florida.
Thank you. That first visited our system. Oh, everything he tries to sell is either broken or worthless.
Be about right.
We settled this moon long ago after we were forced to leave our dying homeworld of Kentar. It was a difficult journey for us. Once we found our new home, no one was very excited about space travel. Recently, our home star was nearly extinguished by the Tholians. That led many of us to realize that we can't just sit at home anymore. We must be ready to face the galaxy on our own terms.
Absolutely.
The Exploration Initiative passed, and we purchased and modified the ship you see before you, the LSS Concordium. Based on my experience as an administrator and scientist, I was chosen to command her. It was an honor I accepted with pride and humility. Our ship is ready to go, and you are.
Okay.
For our maiden voyage, I've chosen a star that is close enough to be within reach, but still just outside the area of space that you've explored, and obviously one that we haven't visited yet. According to your star charts, it's a yellow-white star called 20 Draconis.
This isn't over. Believe me, the next deal we make will be on my terms.
Oh, I don't think so. We're off to Draconis.
We've arrived on the outskirts of the system. There's a large field of rocky debris and asteroids. We're picking up various metals and crystalline formations. Should we approach one of the larger asteroids and take some more readings?
Oh, absolutely. You do seem very excited about it, so let's go and do that.
Readings coming in now. Large quantities of silicate, hematite, hafnium, iridium. Crystalline structures appear to be the result of deposits created under a heavy impact. Perhaps this asteroid was part of a larger one that broke up in a collision. Heading deeper into the field may yield more clues. Sensors are picking up some movement on the far side of the asteroid. Do you have any information about orbiting debris either?
So what have we found here? Sometimes if you move a little bit forward quicker than they want you to, you get two voiceovers at the same time.
Intriguing. The Gekli communicate using radio waves and feed on dust particles and energy emissions. And, it seems an adjustment of our EM band is in order. I don't like the idea of the Concordium becoming a Gekli food source. We've adjusted our power systems. I'd like to gather more data on the Gekli before we move on. Any suggestions?
Absolutely.
Excellent idea. We'll be able to track their movements and learn more about their migratory patterns and feeding habits. We'll need to get close in order to attach the tag safely.
Just like tagging whales and other things that marine biologists do, but we're doing it in space on creatures as big as our
Data's
ships.
coming in from the Gekli. I'd like to expand the number of tagged subjects to optimize data collection. Let's get close enough to slip in with a pod and join them in their swimming.
I would give it a go. And here is our pod. We just need to get close enough and stay close enough for an appropriate amount of time. You see we've got a progress bar going across.
We're getting close-up readings from all of the creatures.
And we've got to stay close enough to do that. Don't let it slip away, otherwise you've got to come and find it again.
They're treating us like one of their own. They're trying to talk to us with their radio waves.
Fantastic. And again, it's a bit tricky. We've got to stay right on them. I think it's within 2 kilometers. You need to keep adjusting your speed and your turn to keep up with them. There we go. A little bit more. Slippery little suckers, aren't they? Suddenly shooting off like that. Stay with them.
That was incredible. What a singular experience. We've spotted a larger group of them in an area not too far from here. This looks like a feeding ground for several Gekli pods. Let's go have a look.
Okie dokie.
There are signs that several Gekli pods frequent this area. There's a lot of dust and particulate matter, but we can't see how the asteroids are getting broken down. I think there's something we're not seeing on the visible spectrum. Your ship has a stronger deflector than ours. Can you emit a particle wave? We could use that to illuminate things that might be happening in different spectra. There's some kind of subspace shearing here. It's causing cosmic strings to snap off and break up the asteroids. That must be why the Gekli feed here. There's plenty of particulate matter for them to consume in the debris fields. I think we've collected some solid data here. We're ready to move on when you are. Sensors are reading a swarm of comets passing by this stellar body. They look to have an orbital period of about 173 of your standard years. I'd like to know if they came from outside of the system and were caught in its gravity, or if they originated here. Shall we take some scans?
Yes, let's. We need to look at 3 comets. There's the first one.
This comet is mostly ice and dust. There are indications that the cometary matter formed around a magnetic core. The other comets may be more interesting. Let's move to the other comets and study them closely.
Sounds good to me. And so far a mission without fighting anyone. I'm probably going to wish I hadn't said that now. And again, a little mini game here where we have to match up the triangles.
The core sample shows signs of magnetic radioactive matter. This comet may have seen some interesting particle fields in its wandering.
There I decided to use my keypad instead of using my mouse just for a change.
Holding the comet let us get some detailed readings about its emissions. Based on the structure of its silicate crystals, it's been in a pattern. It picks up energy from its trip near the star, then loses that energy as it loops past the planets. It's like ice melting and refreezing, but it seems to lose a large quantity of energy all at once near here. I'm not sure why. These comets seem to have a long orbit that coincides with the orbit of a Class A planet nearby. I'd like to launch a probe and see if the cometary movements have had any impact on the planet. No life forms detected planetside. Then again, it is rather warm down there. Probe data received. The planet is radiating a considerable amount of heat for its size. Nothing our shields can't handle, but I don't see any expeditions to its surface happening anytime soon. Curious. I'm picking up several large, moving sources of energy. Sensors indicate they're a life form of some kind. A cosmozoan, but not the Gekli. I'd like to study them if we can.
So this is on the other side of the planet, so we'll hop round. I think they're going the other way. Maybe. Doesn't matter which way you go.
There they are. Magnificent, aren't they?
Now here we find some creatures that we first encountered at Farpoint, the very first episode of The Next Generation.
The creatures are luminescent ovoids? I'm not sure how to describe them. They remind me of an aquatic life form native to Lukari Prime. There are little ones huddling close to the planet's atmosphere. They must use the heat and the planet's electrical discharges to survive.
She's very excitable.
Interesting. These life forms were encountered by the USS Enterprise D on Deneb 4, someplace called Farpoint Station. They haven't been seen anywhere else since. We shouldn't harm them or their young. Let's transmit a greeting, then be on our way. The color display must be a form of communication. I didn't realize that life forms could exist in this fashion, living off the heat of planets, feeding on the particles in space, absorbing radiation from the cosmos. There's so much to see. Let's head to the next planet in the system and see what's there.
Okay then.
Are you seeing this? My sensors indicate this planet is completely devoid of any organic material, and yet it has a breathable atmosphere and lies well within the system's habitable zone. Most curious. I'm picking up residual levels of radiation. Oh my. I believe I know what happened to this world. Some kind of proto-matter wave happened here.
And that's probably not good.
Not if you know how to resolve the chaotic turbulence with a tarfine reduction. This was a recent event. Some kind of proto-matter incident happened, and it wiped out all life on the planet. I think we should send an away team down to learn more.
Well, if you insist, I don't know about that. It's only a team of two, so maybe it won't be too bad. Come on, Steve, come with us.
Oh, not sure I'll ever get used to transporters. Let's see. Initial scans suggest this area used to be inhabited, but I can't find a single trace of organic matter. None. I see some carvings on those canyon walls. Let's take a look.
Okay, I'll just collect this though, shall I? And I'm going to run over here and get this, because you need all the building material you can get at this level. Not that I'm necessarily going to carry on doing that, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so let's go and check these carvings out, shall we? This is very, very interesting. Devoid of life. A lot of protomatter swept over the planet, but there's still a structure left behind, so that's pretty cool.
The walls of this canyon were worked by tools. I'm sure of it. Sentient life forms lived here. Until the protomatter detonation. This pillar here, it seems to be a sign pointing to that canyon. Perhaps a pathway there leads to a settlement of some kind. I'm reading metallic objects there as well. Shall we take a look?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's time to do a little bit of Indiana Jones work, I think.
Look, there's some kind of large structure further down the canyon.
Oh, beauty.
Look at the size of that plaza. These people must have had quite a developed culture. Let's take some readings up there.
Okay.
This looks like a town square or ceremonial center of some kind. I see some murals on the far side of the square over there by that arch. I'd like to examine them. They might tell us more about this place.
Okay. So we've got to examine 3 murals. Let's see what's going on here.
These murals depict people bringing some objects to this place. Crystals or gems, I believe. They built their settlement around this site. I believe it was a place of great significance to them. The next mural may hold more clues for us. Let's have a look. This mural depicts the construction of this large structure. I suspect it was a temple or a place of contemplation for the people. The crystals were revered by the locals, perhaps even worshipped by them. We'd better have a look at the next mural, don't you think?
I really do.
The crystals depicted in this mural appear to be growing for some reason. I wonder if this is a symbolic or literal representation of events. Perhaps the structure needed to be modified to hold the volume of crystals they collected over the years. Quite the enigma we found here. I suspect there's more to be found inside. Getting there will be a challenge, however. According to my scans, these pillars are connected to some kind of massive mechanical structure. Probably the peak of technology for these people. I believe it's some kind of opening mechanism for the structure's door. We could probably force it open, but that could damage the structure, and too much force could even collapse it entirely. I suggest we create a holographic forensic reconstruction.
Sounds fantastic.
Yes, it would be based on analysis of things like footprints, wear patterns, and local construction. We can learn what people did here, how they went about their lives, and how they made the device work. We'd be watching a replay of history, roughly speaking. Let's start by gathering information from relics and leftover traces of the people who once lived here. These artifacts were used with opposable thumbs and indicate a likely hand span of 22 centimeters.
Big hands.
Based on these footprints, these people had a stride that places them at about 1.6 meters on average.
Not that tall for people with hands that size.
The wear patterns here show us that people leaned against here frequently. This was a meeting and gathering area.
Archaeologists are just so smart.
Strange. These relics should be covered with dust and sand, worn away by time and wind. But they're all uncovered. No organic matter left, and everything left behind in its place. Frozen in time, like...
Like?
Yes, the evidence seems clear. The proto-matter detonation happened only weeks, perhaps even days ago. We're going to need to make an accurate simulation to continue our studies here. I suggest using modified pattern enhancers to do this.
Oh, righty. Where would you like us to set them up? Over here looks like a good spot. There's number 1.
Enhancers online. The signal is strong and clear.
Oh, number 2 can go over here. Of course, we have to put them where it
2
tells
down,
us,
2 to go.
so we don't have to think too much. Here we go. Number 3.
That's 3. 1 more and we'll be ready. That's the last one. All enhancers online and standing by. All right. The enhancers should give us a pretty good image range. Your tricorder can then act as the center of the network control for the enhancers. I can tie in my data to your tricorder whenever you're ready. Get a little close to the center of the square so we can see what happens.
Okay. Now it's important to watch what is
the
going on
alien is
here.
using the pillars in a specific order. They're making the murals match up on each pillar. Looks like some kind of functionary, priest or bureaucrat, I think, would unlock the door by turning the murals on the pillars. The top mural on each pillar seems to be locked in place for reference. We should follow the order they used on the pillar murals. If we can turn them correctly, I believe we'll unlock the door.
No, I bet you're glad you watched the holograph display there so you know which order to go in. Of course you did. Otherwise, you can watch it again, but otherwise you're going to just be doing this a bit random. You'll get there in the end. So I think we need to start with this one. We need to match up the pattern.
Do you hear that? That's the first pillar set in place.
I did. Now, if I remember rightly, the second pillar was over here. Let's have a look.
That's 2 pillars set into place.
I think this was the next one. If we get it wrong, it resets and we have to do it again. So let's hope I got this right.
Three pillars are locked in now.
Oh, it must be. Surely. Oh, of course. Needed the bottom of the outfit there. Woohoo! First attempt, guys. Of course, now you'll do it on the first attempt because you've seen which order I did it in.
That's it! It's working! Well done! Shall we see what secrets this building holds?
Yeah!
I think I see another mural inside the doorway.
Let's
We
go
should
have
take
a
a
look.
look at it.
We should. We really should. Now, this is interesting. What do we find here? Now, this is supposed to be somewhere Starfleet has never been before.
Isn't that the symbol of your Starfleet? How did it get here? How could it be in a temple of people who don't even have electricity, much less space travel? This is getting stranger by the minute. We should search the temple for more murals.
Somebody's broken the Prime Directive, I think. Again. So let's have a look. Here's another one. Hello, hello. Looks suspiciously like the original series. Kirk, McCoy, and maybe Scotty. Or maybe just people who look like them. Let's have a look.
Those people in the picture, they don't look like the others. What happened here? If Starfleet officers contacted this civilization in the past, why wouldn't you have a record of it? We should head deeper into the temple and continue our search.
Absolutely. What's going on here?
I think the panel on the wall here can be pushed to open something.
Alrighty, I'll push it if you don't want to.
Those inner doors across from the panel are opening.
Oh, fantastic. No, I'm not falling for that one again. Maybe I did. A step too far. Let's have a look.
What is all of this?
No, I'm not taking any chances here. We've fallen for this one before. So we'll just lay down some weapons of peace.
According to my tricorder, we've reached ground zero. This is where someone detonated the protomatter bomb. From here, a self-propagating cascade of proto-energy radiated outward in all directions, washing over the entire planet. Doubtful. I believe what did this was built specifically as a weapon. There's no new ecosystem. All life was eliminated. I'm picking up a residual energy signature here. Take a look. 16-centimeter wavelength with a slight kaon leak. I've seen this before. It's a byproduct of Zenkethi technology.
All right. There's a derelict space station up there. Let's go and have a look. So what you can see here is side missions that are not part of the story arc can actually be very, very involved. A lot of people don't do them because they just want to rush through the story to get level 65, and then they wonder what people are talking about because they haven't seen these missions. So there you go.
You're trespassing. I'm claiming this station as salvage, along with everything in it. A little piece of history like this will be quite the vacation site. Experience life on the final frontier at Modron's K-13. But I digress. Unless you're here to discuss leasing opportunities, I suggest you beam off my station.
Well, well, well. It's our old friend.
Careful. This old beauty needs some serious repairs. It'd be a shame if something happened to you, or the active stasis pods my men found on board.
That's interesting. A stasis pod.
Fair warning. My Nausicaan gods aren't very fond of intruders.
So status pods were used to, if somebody was trying to survive a long time, they would put themselves possibly into a status pod, which would just keep them alive. It could be in the form of matter, where they've gone through the transporter beam and been put in a status pod as well.
I'd be happy to sell the pods to you. Consider their living contents a promotional bonus.
All right, what's in this log?
Chief Engineer's Log, March 18th, 1570. Had a discussion this morning with security about our Klingon prisoners in the brig. We can't just leave them locked up, or execute them, or exile them on the planet below. Setting them free isn't a popular notion either. We're still looking for options, but I think the stasis pods we have in medical will come in handy real soon.
Okay.
Chief Engineer's Log, Supplemental. By my account, we've been hurled back in time to the 16th century. To make matters worse, we're a very long way from the Deneva system. None of our shuttles are warp capable, and even if we could get to Earth, we'd be in the wrong time. In short, we're stuck. There's nothing to do now but wait and try to conjure up a way to get back to the right time.
Ah, a bit of time travel. Hey, how cool is that?
The fines for trespassing are quite severe, and I plan on collecting them.
Go get him, Bob. I love Bob. My drone, he just goes in on his own, deals to people, makes my life a lot easier. Put some mines down here in case the enemy come out. I think Bob's dealt to most people in here, is he? Yeah, all on his own. What a fantastic little robot drone to get.
Chief Engineer's Log, April 17th, 1570. Today we visited the planet we're calling Draconis 3 to collect supplies. The good news, there's a humanoid civilization down there. The bad news, a potential Prime Directive violation. Our landing party was seen beaming in by some of the locals. We're hoping that doesn't impact their culture in any way. One thing's for sure, they can't help us go home. Their tech level is Bronze Age at best.
Now, if you have followed all of these missions along with the original story, the original series, because that's where we started, or I started these missions, we actually saw K-13 disappear through a wormhole, if you like, and that was the last we saw of her. So here she is. We now know what happened to her.
Trying my patience is going to cost you dearly.
Chief Engineer's Log, August 6th, 1570. The Warp Booster Sled project is officially a bust. When we tried to spin up the coils, we couldn't get a stable warp field. Yashvi and Arlington managed to shut it down and stop a breach, but the shuttle's impulse drive is shot. I hate giving up, but we just don't have the parts we need to make it work.
Well, it's a bit sucky. Go get him, Bob. That was close. I was trying to back out and got stuck against the wall. What's going on here? She sounds a bit creaky.
Chief Engineer's Log, July 9th, 1571. It's decided. Most of us are going into cryosleep. Those who stay awake, well, there's the rub. Going to live on a remote part of the planet below is likely, despite the Prime Directive issues. Staying here isn't viable. When the supplies are gone and the remaining power is in the stasis pods, anyone left is a goner. This station will be their tomb.
Oh. Alrighty, what do we have over here? Fantastic. They can't beam over reinforcements. Reinforcements.
Chief Engineer's Log, July 26th, 1571. Most of us went into stasis this morning. There weren't enough pods for everyone. 3 of us had to stay awake. We drew lots, and Tavon, Sheridan, and I were the lucky winners. Since we're out of options, we've decided to go native and live out our lives under Draconis 3. Hopefully, one day our records will be found, and the people of Station K-13 will be remembered.
Well, that explains the mural down below. It was engineer Nichols and some of your friends.
Rule of Acquisition 431. When the shooting starts, let the mercenaries handle it. Handle this, Captain!
The crime is trespassing. The sentence is
Alrighty, we need to deal to this guy reasonably quickly. He's level 4. A lot stronger than we are. We are a team. I'm going to try not to get hit too much. I do hate dying. Where's he gone? He's gone around the corner. Sneaky little bugger. And he's gone. Thanks, Bob and team. We'll pick this up. And this up. And back up to the ship.
I see you took out the Nausicaans on my station. I'll just add their fees to your tab. I do hope you're good for it. Otherwise, I might have to take possession of that pretty ship of yours. Come to think of it, I'll be taking your ship anyway. Whether you're alive or not when I do is up to you.
I'll take option C.
Double hazard pay to whoever takes that ship down!
I'm telling you, I don't see it happening.
Not my engines! Those cost me more latinum than you're worth!
Ah. Oops. Yeah, this frigate's being annoying. Let's take that out first. Now we can concentrate on the Talon battleship. Alrighty. You're all mine, baby.
Get us out of here! Maximum warp!
Oh, Madron.
Quite an adventure. I knew Madron was greedy and treacherous, but I never thought he was willing to kill to get what he wants. In spite of that, I feel like we've learned so much out here, and for the better. Indeed. I'd say our first flight was a success. Now we need to share our discoveries with everyone back home. I hope today's events will convince my people of the continued need to explore and to be part of the galactic community. With luck, we'll do this again sometime, and soon. On behalf of the Lukari people, thank you.
You're welcome. So there goes Echoes of Light. Another little mission to knock off there. We'll depart the system. I quite enjoyed that mission. It was very interesting indeed.
I'm happy to hear the Lukari handled their first experience with space exploration well. There's talk of their desire to join the Federation, and from what I'm seeing, they'd be fine members. The mystery of Station K-13 has been solved, although the past violation of the Prime Directive by some of its personnel is a concern. Hopefully the crew preserved in stasis pods will be able to shed a little more light on that situation. Finally, this news of a Zenkethi protomatter weapon is disturbing. I'll be looking into it from all angles, diplomatic and military in particular. We've fought a war with them before, and I'd prefer avoiding another now.
Now, a big choice of things we can have. Console to give us more disruptor damage. Energy lance. Maybe. It's a different weapon. Has some more functionality to it. Torpedo launcher. Well, we've got quite a good torpedo launcher. This console gives us shield drain expertise, etc. Now notice here that it says it's part of the Entoil technology set. There's 3 parts to the set, and something it takes a while people to work out. And in order to get all 3 parts of the set, you have to do the mission 3 times. That's right. So, and if you get, see there's another one, if you get all 3 parts to a set, you get bonus damage when they're all together. I think it's something like 20%. So if you get the whole set of 3 from here, it's actually quite powerful. I'm going to take the lance weapon because I've seen it before and I think it's pretty cool. So the next mission here is Signs and Portents. We're not picking it up just yet.
The Lukari have discovered some unusual activity in an unexplored region of the
Or
Alpha
are
Quadrant.
we?
The data suggests another weaponized use of protomatter, similar to what happened recently at Draconis 3. The Klingons have sent a ship out to assist with the Lukari investigation there, and we'd like you to join them. If the Zenkethi are involved, we need to know about it fast.
Oh, look, we'll pick it up. Why wouldn't you? So, there's some running around. We managed to boost up a little bit. Because I've done 3 missions in one, I'm going to stop this video and come straight back to do another couple of patrols, because we can then probably level up before we go back into our Cardassian story arc. So thank you for staying with me for all this time, 2 hours and nearly 8 minutes. and I think it's been a lot of fun. So thank you very much. We'll be back